Within OpenToonz, the plastic tool remains one of the most powerful and expressive tools available. Since high-resolution scenes provide the best plastic mesh quality, let's change that now. Let's also tone down the camera view background to be easy on our eyes. Selecting the Geometry tool and the Ellipse option, hold down the Alt key and in the middle of the scene draw a large circle. From the Level palette, create a new style with this shade. Then use the Fill tool to fill the circle. Copy and paste this style and then select this special brush texture. Darken this hue and then increase its transparency by moving this slider to the left. Select the Vector Brush tool and increase its size. Note the accuracy and smooth settings. Then draw a stroke which will serve as a shadow. Darken the effect by increasing the opacity with this slider. Adding this stroke has created a problem. Let's get rid of that problem by grouping the existing circle and fill. Now, paint several overlapping strokes to accentuate this shadow and give it a form. Copy and paste this style and create one with a darker hue and increase transparency. Paint a series of strokes to give the ball dimension and add some noise. By painting over the existing shadow strokes, we can darken them up a bit. Select the Plastic tool from the Tool palette and then select Create Mesh. Move this horizontal divider and then zoom the view so you can see the detail of your mesh. Apply the mesh. The default setting for the flexibility of the mesh is All Flexible. Let's start with that, and then build a skeleton like this. Now choose the Animate mode and test the results, unchecking the Keep Distance checkbox. You'll notice that moving and stretching the nodes produces an odd pointed and curling effect, which is not very acceptable. Right-click and select Set Global Rest Key. Select the Paint Rigid mode and enable the mesh visibility. Let's paint everything all rigid now and test these results. Return to Animate mode and disable the visibility of the mesh to see better what you're doing. By stretching the nodes now, we do get a very good pointed effect, but moving them in produces an undesirable curling effect. Set the Global Rest Key and then go back to Paint Rigid. This time we'll paint the mesh with a flexible center, or a chewy center. Return to Animate mode, and then test the results. Stretching the nodes produces a smoother result, while moving them inward produces a very satisfactory smooth, bean-like effect. Many pleasing mesh poses can be created with the settings we've just used, including convincing squash and stretch poses. Be sure and stay tuned for Part 2.